Hello and welcome to Moose Court. Today we're in Judge Middleton's landlord-tenant court, and we have an old woman who hasn't paid her rent in 15 months. It's a good one, so let's go.
All right, let's talk to Rita Henline. If I could find her file. Miss Henline went through this last year. This is filed as a demand for non-payment of rent. Miss Henline called with some concern that she wouldn't be able to get here, and I urged to have her try to zoom in like she did before, and she was able to do that. So I'm glad that she's here. But Mr. LeBray, what's the status here?
Well, there's been a lot of non-payment, Your Honor. The total amount that the plaintiff alleges to be due, which would include the additional 2 months of lot rent, $50 a month late fees, sewer and water fees, attorney's fees, filing fees, service of process, the whole thing.
Take the costs out first. Just tell me what rent, late fees, and sewer and water.
$2,269.33.
That's through 6/2/69/33.
That's through the August rent. That's a current number.
Lot rent, water, and sewer, and that is expensive in Three Rivers. And late fees. This happened before, Ms. Headline. You were very far behind in your rent, and they somehow made it work. It almost feels like you haven't paid any rent since then. What's the status here? Oh, let me unmute your microphone. All right, go ahead.
It started back in 2024 when we made these arrangements, and I didn't have any cash then. I had started working for a different company, and I had to sell my van to pay the first $1,500, which I did. And then in May, I was finally paid for the month of April from this company, and I was able to pay the next $1,500. After that, I never got paid again from this company. When DeMarcus turned 21, of course, his waiver changed, and he had to go through Summit Point, which I don't know if you're familiar with them. In Battle Creek, they're a mental health facility a company that would pay his nursing fees. And the company is loaded with many different people, and you never get to talk to the same person twice. I gave them everything they needed. It was very difficult for me because they never taught me how to bill until April, about the 25th of April. And so at that time, that's when I got my first check from them, not until May.
Let me ask this, Mr. LeBray, if you can tell me, when was rent last paid on this lot?
Can you need a file? Can I give you this? I have Lois Holloway. She is the regional manager, and she has those kinds of numbers. So if you can wait just a second.
When was rent last paid?
5/17/24.
And when I got involved with social services.
Just a minute, I didn't ask you anything.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I will in a minute. And that was my fear, because this is about a year's worth of unpaid lot rent. Are they correct? You haven't paid any rent in more than a year?
That's correct.
If you don't pay the rent, they can force you out of your mobile home. And then remove the mobile home from your lot. And we were close to that. You had to know this was coming. You haven't paid any rent. You were a year or more behind, 2 years behind last time. and you got caught up, and now you've paid no rent since last May, and I don't need to know the reasons for it. They don't want to continue this. You've lived in this home for 40 years or more. But you can't just continue to stay there without paying rent. And it's worse than that. You don't pay the utilities, and the park has to pay your sewer and water bill. So do you have any plan of approaching this?
Well, yeah, I was trying to explain that to you. Social services could not help me because they did not send me a legal notice to quit. They just sent me little copies that they hadn't written, and the state wouldn't look at it because it was not a filed notice to quit. It was just a copy.
Well, she goes on ad nauseum, on and on and on and on, about it being everybody else's fault but hers, when the bottom line is she didn't pay her rent for 15 months. Well, let's move forward in time a little bit.
Yes, I'm struggling. I have COPD,
Yes.
and I'm just dying.
Anyway, the law requires that I adjourn this matter at least 7 days. But next Monday is Labor Day, and we won't be here. So you're going to be another month behind in the rent, and we're going to go to September 8th at 2:10. Does that work for you, Mr. LeBray?
I'll make it work.
Anyway, what this means for you, Ms. Henline, is 10 days from September 8th, they got to kick you out of your house. Well, actually, they can not. They can remove your mobile home from the lot. They can't touch any of your personal possessions. The mobile home is yours. They could hire a company to come in and remove the mobile home. It's been there 45 years, and I don't think it's very mobile.
If I may add one factor, Your Honor, I checked with the local property manager at Meadow Lane, and she advises, who's here today, and she advises me that the sewer and water, at least to the best of her knowledge, has not been turned off.
Okay, I
yes,
didn't think
it
it was.
is.
I mean, we didn't have anything to do with it, and we're not
All right,
aware of it if it did.
So, Ms. Henline, the sewer and water is turned off?
Yes, it's been turned off. And I was concerned too about, we have a new company that owns it now. And they're doing things totally different.
Well, you're going to get condemned. The city's going to kind of condemn your house. You can't live there with no sewer and water.
Well, they've been shutting it off for quite a while. And
it's not they, it's the city of Three Rivers.
no,
but
no, it's
the
not.
landlord is doing it?
Yes, absolutely. And
Well,
the thing is, this manager or whoever this person is not supposedly at the office. This person is like lives in the park, and I have so many disconnect notices.
Ms. Henline, those are all red herrings. You're not paying your rent. You haven't paid it for a year. So any of those things are side issues, but they can't turn your sewer and water off. But I'll let you discuss this with the attorney, and we've got other matters to address. So I'll assign you to the breakout room.
What baffles me is she's made absolutely no attempt to pay her rent for 15 months. And moreover, she doesn't think it's her fault. She's trying to blame everybody else. What do you think? She playing the system? Let me know in the comments. Be sure to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. And thanks for watching the video.